You open your eyes for the first time inside a crude den of smoke and dirt. You are an orc. Your skin is greenish-gray and coarse. Your jaw juts forward with two sharp tusks pushing past your lips. And even as a newborn, your body is thick and heavy, more beast than infant. There are no lullabies, no warm blankets, no tenderness. The clan expects you to roar, not cry. If the sound that leaves your throat is weak, you are cast aside. If your limbs do not thrash with strength, you are left to the cold. From the very beginning, your life is a test. The mothers of the clan do not shield you. They drop you onto the hard ground so your bones feel the weight of the world. You see others like you, small bodies struggling to breathe, and when one fails, no one mourns. A newborn that cannot fight for breath is nothing but meat for the wolves outside. You are fed from a rough hand that slaps as much as it nourishes. You taste blood before you taste milk. Every stumble earns a shove, every whimper earns a blow. Your body hardens under punishment, and pain becomes the language you understand best. Childhood does not exist here. From your first crawl, you are dragged into contests with others your size, gnawing and clawing for scraps, and the clan watches with cold amusement. They do not ask who survives, they expect it. You learn early that affection is weakness, that anyone who slows down is trampled, and that your tusks and fists are your only defenses. The other creatures of the world enter life with songs or ceremonies. You enter with bruises and scars before you can even walk. The clan cheers when you bleed because it means you are alive enough to matter. You are reminded again and again that your life has only one purpose: to become a weapon. If you fall asleep hungry, that is normal. If you wake up with wounds, that is expected. No one cares about your comfort, only that you keep moving, keep surviving, keep growing harder. You are not raised, you are forged, hammered into shape like iron beaten against stone. And every moment of it reminds you that being an orc is not a choice, it is a sentence. From the first breath you take, you are reminded why it sucks to be an orc. From the moment you can stand on your feet, you are handed a weapon. It is far too heavy for your arms, but no one cares. You drag it through the dirt until your shoulders ache and your back bends, because that is how you are taught to grow strong. While other creatures learn games, you learn combat drills. Your mornings begin with the sting of a fist slamming into your ribs. Your nights end with bruises blooming across your skin. There are no lessons in writing or counting, only lessons in how to strike until bone cracks. The elders scream at you until your voice breaks from trying to scream louder. You are not taught to sing. You are taught to roar until your throat tastes of blood. You are lined up with the others your age and thrown into fights with no rules, only the demand that you do not fall. The weak are dragged off and never return, and no one speaks their names again. When you hesitate, a club smashes across your back to remind you that hesitation kills. The clan wants your body scarred, your knuckles split, your jaw cracked and re-healed until pain becomes your natural state. Food is not earned by manners or effort. It is earned by beating the orc beside you to the ground and holding what he drops. Even as a child, you are forced to stalk the forest for beasts, armed with nothing but a dull spear, pushed forward while the older orcs watch from behind. If you succeed, they mock you for taking too long. If you fail, they laugh while you are clawed and bitten, and sometimes they do not bother saving you. By the time you are a teenager, the difference between training and war no longer exists. You are thrown against enemies with blades sharper than your bones, and every scar you collect is considered proof you are finally becoming useful. If you falter, you are shamed. If you collapse, you are worthless. There is no mercy, no comfort, no second chances. Every breath is preparation for the next battle, and the next battle never ends. That is the childhood of an orc. Not a childhood at all, but a forge where weakness is burned away and only cruelty is allowed to survive. Your body is your cage. As an orc, you are built with muscles that stretch your skin tight and a frame that towers over most other creatures. Your shoulders are wide, your arms are thick, your tusks protrude like blades from your mouth, and every step you take shakes the ground as if announcing danger. At first you believe this strength is a blessing, but you soon learn it is the reason you are always sent to the front lines. No one hides you in the back. No one spares you from danger. You are the shield and the spear, the blunt hammer of the clan, and that role never changes. Villages that see you approach do not offer water or bread. They slam their doors shut and reach for weapons. Your very shape makes you an enemy before you speak. The world does not see your hunger or your exhaustion. It sees tusks and scars and assumes you are a monster that must be killed. You cannot walk into a town without feeling eyes filled with fear or hatred drilling into your skin. Even when you wish for peace, your body betrays you because it was never built for gentleness, only for war. Every battle drives this truth deeper into your bones. Your strength lets you crush enemies, but it also makes you the first to be cut down. Your body takes blow after blow. Your ribs crack. Your legs are torn open. Your arms throb with wounds that never fully heal. Each scar is called honor by your clan, but to you it is another piece of yourself stolen. Sleep offers no escape because pain never leaves you. Your muscles knot and ache. Your bones grind against each other, and every morning you rise already broken. Old age is a story told by other races. For orcs, the body burns itself out long before the hair can turn gray. Those who live too long are twisted, limping, blind in one eye, their hands trembling from old wounds that never healed. The body that made you terrifying is the same body that ruins you. It forces you to fight. It denies you rest, and it drags you toward an ending that is always violent and never gentle. Life inside the clan is no refuge. You might expect that among your own kind you would find loyalty, protection, or something that feels like family, but what you find is nothing but another battlefield. You live packed into narrow huts that stink of sweat and smoke, walls patched with hides still dripping from the kill. Your meals are slabs of half-cooked meat ripped from animals whose blood has barely cooled, chewed quickly before another hand can snatch it from your grasp. The air is heavy with the smell of charred wood and old blood, and sleep never comes easily because every shadow in the camp hides someone ready to strike. The rules are brutally simple. The strongest gives orders, the weaker obey or die. Disputes are not solved with words, but with fists, blades, or broken teeth on the ground. Every night you fall asleep knowing that tomorrow the one who stood beside you today might decide they want your food, your weapon, or your life. Trust is a luxury you cannot afford. If you close your eyes too long, your portion of meat is gone. If you stumble, the boot of another orc presses your face into the mud. Rivalries erupt over scraps, over pride, or simply because one orc decides they need to prove they are stronger. The clan thrives on this chaos because fear is what keeps everyone moving. You do not speak of friendship because friendship makes you vulnerable. You do not speak of loyalty because loyalty dies as soon as hunger sharpens. Even your own blood can betray you if survival demands it. The clan is not a home, it is a cage filled with beasts forced to snarl and claw at each other until only the hardest remain. Living among your own kind does not mean safety. It means never relaxing, never lowering your guard, never forgetting that the hand you shake today may be the one that drives a blade into your chest tomorrow. There is no peace for you because the world itself is your enemy. The moment others see your green skin and tusks, they do not see a person, they see a monster to be slain. Humans sharpen their swords the instant they hear your footsteps. Elves whisper curses and string their bows. Dwarves spit at the ground and grip their axes tighter. To them, your very breath is an offense. You could walk into a village with empty hands raised high and still the first arrow would already be flying toward your chest. No one believes an orc when he says he does not want to fight, because the stories of the world have already written your role. In every tale sung by bards around campfires, you are the villain, the beast lurking in caves, the brute who kills without thought, the faceless horde that the hero slaughters to earn glory. You are not allowed to be anything else. Try to hunt quietly in the woods and humans form war bands to track you. Try to build a fire by a river and elves ambush you before it burns bright. Try to breathe too close to a mountain hall and dwarves pour out in armor to cut you down. To them, the simple fact that you exist is proof enough that blood must be spilled. Even in rare moments when you imagine what life might be if you laid down your blade, you know it would not last. The world does not forgive orcs. It does not give second chances. It does not allow for redemption. You are hated for what you are, not for what you do, and no victory ever changes that. Even when you crush enemies on the battlefield, the songs that follow do not remember your strength. They praise the ones who struck you down. No bard sings of an orc hero. No monument bears your name. Your story always ends the same way, as the enemy crushed beneath the boots of someone else. Your life as an orc does not end with peace. It ends with steel in your flesh and mud beneath your body. From the day you are born, the clan tells you that a violent death is not shame but honor, and so you march into every battle knowing that the ground will likely drink your blood before the sun sets. There is no quiet old age for you, no chance to watch the years pass and see children grow into something better. Orcs rarely reach such years because the body that carried you through war is broken down long before it can grow gray. You fight until the bones in your arms snap and your tusks are shattered, and when you collapse, there is no healer rushing to save you. Your final breath leaves your lungs surrounded by screams and the clash of blades, and instead of mourning your end, the clan howls with pride, as if your death were proof of their strength. That is the cruelty of your fate, that what would be called tragedy anywhere else is celebrated here. The world will not remember you. No songs will carry your name, no scrolls will tell of your battles, no stones will mark where you fell. The next war will come and wipe away every trace of what you did, leaving nothing but dust where your blood once soaked the ground. The humans who strike you down will boast of their victory. The elves will call it justice. The dwarves will say the air is cleaner now that you are gone. Even your own kind will barely speak of you, except as one more body who swung a blade before falling. You will not leave behind a house, a farm, or a city wall. You will not pass down wisdom, because wisdom is useless to a people who only measure strength. You will not leave a family because the clan forbids bonds that last longer than the battlefield. All that you leave is a scar in the earth where your body lay until it was tossed into a pit with the rest. In that pit you are stripped of identity, one corpse among many, nameless, faceless, forgotten. The only legacy of an orc is to be used, spent, and discarded, hated by your enemies and mistrusted by your kin. That is the truth of your story, that the beginning was violent, the middle was filled with endless battles, and the end is nothing but silence. To be an orc is to live as a weapon, to die as a tool, and to vanish without glory. Your life as an orc does not end in peace. It ends the same way it began, with violence tearing through your flesh and blood spilling into the dirt. You are driven into one last battle, pushed forward by the roars of your clan and the clash of weapons that never stops echoing across the field. The ground shakes under the stampede of warriors, steel sings in the air, and you know with certainty that this will be the place where you fall. Your body, already torn by old scars and weakened by countless blows, feels heavier than ever as you swing your weapon with what strength remains. Each strike tears through flesh, each roar is drowned out by another scream, and every heartbeat pounds like a drum announcing your end. An arrow buries itself in your shoulder, but you cannot stop. A blade cuts across your thigh, but you keep going. You are forced into the front line because that is where orcs always belong. Not as leaders, not as commanders, but as the raw meat that keeps the war alive. And when the final moment comes, it is as merciless as the rest of your life. A spear pierces your gut, or an axe splits through your collarbone, and you collapse into the mud, choking on blood that floods your throat faster than you can breathe. The world above you blurs into chaos, figures charging and falling, your vision red at the edges, your tusks broken as your jaw slams into the ground. No one stops to help you, no one even notices when you go still. Around you, bodies pile higher, and your own corpse becomes part of the mound of the forgotten. To your clan, this is not tragedy, it is pride, a death they call glorious, as if being hacked apart like an animal were the greatest fate you could hope for. They do not mark your grave, they do not carve your name, they do not sing for you. They strip your body of what is useful and leave the rest to rot, one more carcass feeding the crows. To your enemies, your death is nothing but relief, proof that one less monster breathes in the world. They spit on your body, call it justice, and walk away with clean hands while your blood stains the earth. You do not leave behind a family because bonds are too weak to survive in the clan. You do not leave behind a home because orcs build no lasting cities. You leave behind nothing but a pit filled with bodies indistinguishable from your own, tusks jutting from mouths frozen in their final scream, eyes wide open staring into nothing. That is the truth of your ending, that all your suffering, all your battles, all your scars are swallowed in the same anonymous mass grave. There is no statue, no song, no honor, only blood soaking into the dirt and fading with the rain. The destiny of an orc is to be born in pain, to live in endless war and to die discarded, drowned in screams and blood.